Alrighty, welcome everybody. If you have any questions during our presentation, please use the little chat icon at the bottom. If you can't hear me for whatever reason, or if there's any problems, please don't hesitate to let me know in the chat. I'm Dr. Meghan Knutson here with Yost Wellness Center, and we're just a local functional medicine clinic here in Urbandale. And a little bit about myself, I've been practicing functional medicine for quite some time. Really got started as a chiropractor first, and wanted to investigate and really look into how to help my patients more with truly what was going on underneath the surface and find more root causes of their problems. So I'm here today to talk about anxiety and different natural solutions that you can go to help you deal with that. So I'm going to be sharing my screen here with you all so you can see my presentation. So I'm just going to get that all pulled up. And again, everybody don't hesitate to ask any questions that you have as we get going here. So I just wanted to really start with explaining and talking a little bit about, anxiety. About 40 million people in the US struggle with some form of anxiety, and that's about 18% of our population. And I would say probably one of the most commonly experienced mental illnesses in our nation. And we've been finding too that only about 36% of people actually seek treatment for their anxiety. And so that's a major portion of our population that's suffering from anxiety, not receiving any care or getting any help with it. And so they're just simply trying to manage that completely on their own. In the US, many people move towards prescription medications for their treatment of anxiety. About 65% of those that have been diagnosed with anxiety take some kind of prescription medication. If you happen to be one of those people, you may know too that prescriptions aren't always the fix. They don't always help. There are some that, yes, that medication helps with their suffering and helps them manage it, but then there's others that they may not even feel any different at all, or it may even make them worse. So today we're really going to delve into, if you happen to be one of those people that is on a medication and you don't feel like it's helping, or if you're someone not on a medication and you're wanting to stay that way, looking for more natural solutions for that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what are typically some root causes of that anxiety, and a lot of it has to do with your neurotransmitters. So these neurotransmitters are chemicals that are released from your nerve fibers. They impact all processes within your body and can affect your drive, your feelings, your motivation. And in a large part, an imbalance in some of these neurotransmitters we see can be related to anxiety, whether that's the root cause or if it's just one of the factors that's going into it. So we often see that the most common neurotransmitters that there's an imbalance with anxiety are serotonin here, which contributes a lot to your mood, happiness, motivation, as well as our dopamine here. So this is like your reward centers and like joy centers too. And then your noradrenaline up here, which has to do with concentration, attention span, and things like that. So, we find that those with anxiety, they have a hard time focusing. They feel like their brain can really jump from one thing to another, and that can be an imbalance with that noradrenaline. So really what, our goal is to look at these things holistically, naturally, and functionally. And so really what holistic health means is looking at the body as a whole and understanding what is the root cause of these issues, not necessarily just looking at the symptoms and looking for that fix for those alone. So, we look too at your health in a multifaceted way, and that's incorporating not only physical health, but also chemical and mental. And it's a combination of these three that really impact and affect how you're going to feel if you are functioning optimally or not. So, of course, physical health, that's a little, obvious there, can have to do with, lack of exercise, can have to do with, poor mobility, poor posture, or, how you might be sitting at your desk every day. Um, Chemical stresses and the chemical aspect of your health can have to do with dehydration. Are you lacking certain nutrients? What are you eating, and is that impacting how your body's functioning? And then, of course, we have the mental aspect, how we feel about ourselves, our confidence, our relationships with others, and really enlarge like the mental conversations or mental or self-talk that you have. And so we want to look at all three of these aspects, not just one or two individually. So a large part of this too, with anxiety, can be tied within in the gut. A lot of those neurotransmitters, they're produced within your gut, and so what you're putting into your body can have a major impact on then how you're going to feel and how you're going to respond. So there are definitely foods that can contribute to anxiety or almost make it worse. And those could be things like caffeine, refined sugars, unhealthy fats, like those are going to be like those hydrogenated oils, like vegetable oil or canola oil, things like that. Fast foods, trans fats, processed foods too, which again, you're going to find those hydrogenated oils typically within those. And then soy and alcohol too can be major players. And a lot of times we see that these can flux and change those neurotransmitters that I mentioned. Now, of course, there's definitely things that we can eat that will help to promote healthy neurotransmitter function, healthy gut function, and can help to actually improve anxiety and those feelings. So the foods that you really want to focus on that can help you manage your anxiety would be those that are high in levels of B vitamins, antioxidants, and omega-3 fatty acids too are going to be big. So the omega-3s, these are things typically found in like your fish, like salmon. You can also find them in nuts and seeds and those things. And so with the omega-3s, those are comprised of DHA and then EPA. And they actually have seen that increasing levels of DHA within your body can actually increase that dopamine supply by up to 40%. So, simply eating more nuts and seeds, eating salmon more often can help to improve your dopamine. Some other things that would be definitely beneficial that are going to contain those B vitamins and omega-3s would be like flaxseed and flax oils, blueberries, broccoli, spinach, really any of those foods that have a really deep dark color, the more colorful, the more beneficial they're going to be. You want to think too of, I'm sure you've heard of like superfoods. These are big players with helping with anxiety, and those are going to be those foods that contain these B vitamins and the omega-3 fatty acids as well. So a little bit more about those B vitamins. And like I said, these lots of different foods you're going to find high levels of these in, but they are probably one of the most I call it happy hormone producing foods that you can possibly eat. So what's going to happen is that they can actually help to combat high levels of cortisol. Cortisol is you want to think of it as like your stress hormone. And so those levels of cortisol, as they rise, those feelings of anxiety and that inner tension will rise as well. So the B vitamins will help to offset that cortisol response and start to snuff it out. And so oftentimes too, you can even assess, are you deficient in B vitamins? And a lot of symptoms that can be common with a B vitamin deficiency would be fatigue, headaches, like muscle cramping, nausea is a big one as well, just like nervousness and irritability also. So two herbs are going to be a huge player in helping with anxiety. And so the major players I would say here would be things like chamomile and lavender. So these are very common things to help to almost like calm your nerves or, you know, pull you out of an anxious state. And so chamomile and lavender, they can both be used in things like teas, which is fantastic. You know, chamomile is typically in like your like sleepy time teas to help you sleep and to calm everything at the end of the day. And then lavender just has really great soothing qualities. Other ways you can absolutely use these would be in like an essential oil form as well. But I would say that teas would be my favorite way to do this because actually consuming them, you're going to get the most benefits and the most effects from that. And then peppermint too is going to be a huge player here as well. And so of course, you know, the peppermint can be done in tea form as well. So what the peppermint is going to do is have a calming effect, helping to improve your sleep. And then the menthol base of peppermint is actually really beneficial for relaxing the muscles and everything. You know, that's like the main ingredient in things like, you know, your muscle creams like Icy Hot or BioFreeze, you know, they have that menthol. And so the base of that is really just going to promote that overall sense of calmness and relaxation. And it's great to use before bed. Too, peppermint has been seen to really help with things like headaches and tension. So, you know, oftentimes falling into high anxiety can cause a lot of those things. That you get the muscle tension, you get the headaches, and so then the peppermint can help to offset this as well. Environment's going to be really a huge thing when it comes to anxiety and how, you know, how you are surrounding yourself, what you're surrounding yourself with, and who you're surrounding yourself with. So, you know, if you are in an environment where, you know, you have these high stress situations, you know, possibly like unhealthy relationships, of course, can be a huge factor. And so you want to make sure that you are trying to surround yourself too with as much positivity and calmness as you can. So, you know, of course we can't always change our environment. So if you feel like one of your major stressors is work and, you know, that's not something that you can necessarily change, again, you have to find the ways to then improve your environment and just change what you can. So I always recommend surrounding yourself with positivity, and whether that's, you know, finding some great positive quotes you write down and you put on sticky notes around your computer, or you put them on your bathroom mirror so it's a constant reminder of those things, of that positivity. And then two, looking into just mentally, you know, pulling yourself into a space where you're able to bring yourself out of that anxiety and surround yourself with that positivity too. And so a big player of this is also, you know, we are spending most of our time inside, especially this time of year. You know, we hardly see any sun. You know, most of us work some kind of desk job and maybe don't even have any windows in your office. So of course, as much as you can, getting outside, getting in the sun, and all of that is going to be beneficial. But two, there are definitely things that you can do to almost fake your body into a sense of, you know, being outside, or that, you know, having that positive effects of the sunlight. So if you feel like the weather is a big player for you in your anxiety or your stress, getting a sun lamp is fantastic. You can find those actually on Amazon. And it's just, I usually recommend just a simple, like, desk sun lamp, you set it next to your computer at work, or you put it on your bathroom counter when you're getting ready in the morning. You turn it on, it just needs to be in your peripheral vision. And what that's going to do is actually increase your levels of serotonin and release some endorphins for you, because it's as if you are spending time out in the sun and getting those benefits. And so, if it's those little things you might need to tweak, that's definitely something that can to help with that too. I mentioned essential oils a little bit ago with like the lavender and the chamomile and the peppermint. So, these essential oils, they have seen, that the molecules actually are able to absorb into your skin, get into your bloodstream, and then have those positive effects. And so, it's really going back to those three: the lavender, the peppermint, and the chamomile, that are going to have the best effects for you and be the most calming. And the lavender is actually known to affect your central nervous system directly. And so it will get right in there, dampen the feelings of stress and anxiety, and help to calm your mind as well. And so, you can not only use essential oils as like just diffusing them or smelling them, you can also use them topically, rubbing them in like on the back of your neck, or on your temples if you're getting the headache. But you can also, use them on your pillow when you go to sleep if you feel like anxiety is keeping you from getting your proper sleep, or in a bath or a shower or something like that too. Activity levels definitely will be a huge impact on your neurotransmitter supply. So activity and exercise has been known to help release endorphins, and those endorphins, those are like our happy cells. And two, it's going to also help to improve levels of your serotonin and of your dopamine. And so we find that, again, around this time of year when people are inactive, not moving, that's when those levels go down. You're not having as much motivation, you're lacking your serotonin, and you may not even like finding as much joy in things you once did, because you're lacking that dopamine. So, you can end up getting in a vicious cycle of no activity, decreasing your serotonin, no motivation to go work out. And so it's hard to get up and out of that. But really, the best thing you can do is just take that step, get to the gym, get outside, whatever it is that would be your activity, whether that's yoga or running or biking or just walking. And if you take that first step, then the next and the next and the next will be so much easier and simpler to just get things moving. And even if it's just 10 minutes a day, that can really make a huge impact on those levels of your neurotransmitters. I did mention too before a lot of the gut aspect of everything and how it can be related. And I just want to reiterate that the foundation of your health really is your gut health. And so without a proper gut flora or proper diet or supplementation for that, the major producer of those neurotransmitters that are going to help with your anxiety is really struggling. So, of course, just even having digestive symptoms like bloating or cramping or, indigestion itself can be stressful. And you may wonder, like, what in the world is causing this? And so that alone can cause those levels of anxiety to increase. But, simple things like supplementing with probiotics, or eating very probiotic dense foods, like those are going to be like your fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha, can really improve your overall gut function. When you have that proper flora and the proper support, then you're going to improve the production you have of those neurotransmitters and those cells that are going to, and those chemicals that are going to support your mental health also. So flow state and creativity, this is a little bit of a kind of a newer thing that people are researching and looking into. And basically what the flow state is it's a state of just complete focus and balance. And so for everyone, that's going to be different, how they get into that flow state. So for some people, like journaling is an excellent way to get into a flow state. And so maybe that's just sitting down and, writing about how your day was, what was good, what was bad, and how you could make the next day even better, and really give yourself 100% of focus on something like that. Because when you get into a solid flow state, your body becomes so much more calm and relaxed. And like I said, that the flow state can be something different for everyone. Like I said, it could be journaling, it could be just reading a fantastic book, it could be a novel, could be a self-help book, it could be some kind of like creative process. Are you a painter? Do you like to draw? Do you like to make pottery? It's going to be different, of course, for everybody, but if you can figure out what will help you get into that flow state, you can really find that will greatly reduce your levels of anxiety, and improve, just an overall sense of calmness within your body. And what that's doing is it's directing the kind of loose and scattered energy in your body, and it's funneling it into one thing. So it's almost organizing it. It's as if you started with this crazy, messy like closet, and then whatever your vehicle for the flow state is helps you to get everything back in its place and nice and organized, and put together. Another way to help find your flow state, or some other methods, could be something like yoga or meditation. Now, of course, I mentioned yoga with the exercise and releasing the endorphins, but yoga and meditation too go really nicely hand in hand. And there's so much research out there of the benefits of meditation and how it can even shift the wavelengths of your brain and how you're thinking. And so, this might not be like your traditional meditation where you're just sitting there in silence or humming. It might be meditation for you, might be like guided imagery. It might be, just focusing on a certain sound, or just focusing on your breathing, or practicing breathing exercises. So meditation can look different again for everybody. And you have to find just what you feel like works the best for you. Really, with yoga and meditation, I consider these more of your like mental fitness versus your physical fitness. And this is really where, again, we're going to see all three of those factors, your physical, chemical, and mental, come into play here. You adjust your physical and your mental at the same time with things like this. Two, there are actually some really fantastic apps and resources out there to help you with meditation. So let's say you've tried it and you're like, I just can't, like my brain won't shut off. It's just not for me. Well, there are easier ways to do it. And one of the big things that I love is Brain Tap. And so Brain Tap is a type of like basically guided meditation, or guided imagery. I kind of call this like meditation for dummies, because if you feel like you stink at it, this is going to make it so much easier. And so it's usually simply just someone talking and walking you through different relaxation techniques. The amazing thing about Brain Tap is that they actually have the research backing up that 20 minutes of something like this a day has been equivalent to the health benefits of 4 hours of traditional meditation. And they've seen the brainwave shift from our like beta stress brainwaves into our delta deep relaxation and deep sleep waves just by listening to this. And so it's so incredibly easy. It's an app you download on your phone, you plug in some earbuds, and you just listen to it. And there's a lot of different apps out there that are similar to Brain Tap. This isn't your only option. I know there's like Calm, Headspace, Buddhify. There's all sorts of things out there too. If an app isn't your thing, just search for meditations on YouTube and you'll find tons of great stuff. Again, it's whatever works the best for you. maybe brain tap isn't what you need. Maybe it's just listening to some like classical music, and that can be your meditation as well. So many different options. But this is definitely something that if you are an anxiety sufferer, and this is something you've been dealing with for a long time, meditation can absolutely turn all of this around for you. Alrighty, so that is pretty much everything I have for you today. Like, thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in and following along. Oh, I have a chat from Heather. So we actually can give anyone that's interested a free 15-day trial to the Brain Tap app. So if you would like one, please just shoot or send a message here, or you can email us there at the info@Yost Wellness Center. Just give us your information and we can pass that on to you. 15-day trial for free. You get access to all of the sessions. It's like over 700. It's incredible. So just let us know. Again, thank you everybody for hanging in there with me tonight and taking some time out of your evening. I really appreciate it. This recording should be going out on Facebook and on our YouTube channel. So if there's somebody that you think could really benefit from this information and they weren't able to be here tonight, please share that with them once that goes out. You can like our Facebook page, and you'll get information on all of our upcoming webinars and other seminars too that we'll be offering. And then two, I just wanted to throw this out there quick. We are having an upcoming seminar here in our office in Urbandale. It's the 3 causes of thyroid disease. Dr. Yost will be presenting that. It's at 5:30 p.m., 5:30 to 6:30. So if thyroid conditions are something you're interested in, or if you want more information, it's an amazing time to come. Bring a friend. Two, I wanted to offer, if something like anxiety is something that you've been suffering from a long time, and you just really haven't figured out your root cause, or really haven't figured out a way to get up and over it, please give us a call. We offer free consultations here in the office, and we have an amazing team of doctors. So, you get so many brains and help here too. So you can call our office there at the 278-4325 for a free consultation. Send us an email if you're interested in that, or if you'd like that free Brain Tap trial. You see Dr. Yost said just email us there and then put Brain Tap trial in the subject line, and we'll get it sent out to you right away. Again, thank you, and I hope everybody has a fantastic evening.